real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty.
Hey everybody, thank y'all for joining me today. Let me get this, I'm looking for the JH always wants to know the exchange rate. Right now it's 50.55, guys. That's good. As long as it's over 50, I'm straight, man. Good morning, Guillermo, Herbert, D. Montoya, Hernandez, Goldfarb, man. I bet your teachers loved to call roll when you was in school. Hey, Sam Champion. I know the NTZ is in Vegas right now. They're having that Sunshine Shoulders get together, but, you know, really just a gentleman's day out, man. I know they're having fun. They sent me some pictures, and, man, I tell you. But thank you, JH, Jacob Tanjay, Levon White. I saw that message, Levon. I hope you get that straightened out, man. I kind of figured you made a mistake on that super chat, man. I hope you get that straightened out, brother. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about like we always do. You know, the title is, you know, the real advantages, because I made a video about it, and I like to, you know, on Sundays I'll make the video and then use the same title for my live stream. Real advantages of dating women over 30. Now, I see a lot of answers on here. There's no right or wrong answer, guys. You know, everybody wants something different, but that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm not an expert. I'm not a know-it-all. I like to start the conversation. That's all I want to do. Then I want to get y'all's take on it. Guillermo Herbert D. Montoya Hernandez says, I'm 68, but my current girlfriend's 25. You know, he also says, that's too old for me. I'm more comfortable with 18 to 25. And that's fine, Herbert. I promise you, there's no right or wrong answer. I was just giving you my boots on the ground experience because I've dated young and I've dated old. And this is some advantages of dating a Filipino, being with a Filipino over 30. You know, and I saw somebody else, Wonders of Life, he says, the Filipinos over 30 must have a lot of advantages for me to date them. I know that it would be a lot of them, to each their own. As long as I'm single, I'm going to mingle. See, and that fits right into what I wrote down here. It says, selection. There's no right or wrong answer, guys, but there is a big selection over here because the Filipinos' fellow man over here, and this is pun intended, he just looks at her as a pastime once she gets 30 like that, man, you know. Hey, thanks, Levon White. I appreciate that super chat. He says, the gift fixed me up with a hot 80-year-old when we are cool. Yeah. Now, I'm not talking about that over 30, Levon. Hey, JH, he says, it's like a jungle. Sometimes it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. He said, I'm 43, so 24 to 33 is my range. And that's a good range, really. Like I said, I've dated them as young as 18, but I didn't know it. I thought she was 22. And then I think the next youngest was 24, 25, like that. I met my girlfriend. Now she was, let's see, she was 36 when we met. And, you know, I'm glad, you know, I see the big difference. And it just may have to do with the individual woman, but I'm just telling you from my experience. Sam Champion says, at Guillermo Herbert D. Montoya Hernandez Goldfarb, here's what I think. You have the longest name in the world. I'm pretty damn close to the longest. Me, I believe the same thing. Hey, Tap Hunt, he says from North Carolina. I got a few guys from North Carolina. I love LaChan, Smoky Mountain Modeler. Sam Llewellyn, good to see you, brother. Hey, Eric Terry, thanks for stopping by. Any football game, any NFL games on? I've been watching a lot of the highlights from preseason week number 1. I tell you, who really looks good to me, the young quarterback from the Chicago Bears. I really like him. Hey, Love Beat Muse, what's going on, DG? Travel Mike, what's up? Hey, is anybody checking in from the Vegas men's night out? Frank Ellis said anything over 50 is gravy. No, I'm mainly talking about, like 30 to 45 over here, really. Because I'm going to tell you some beautiful women over here. And, to you guys who are wanting 10s, whatever a 10 is to you, you're more likely to get an honest to goodness real life 10 in that range because her head's not going to be in the clouds somewhere. Her expectations are low, and a lot of the beautiful women over here, they've never been told they were beautiful anyway. Yeah, Sam Llewellyn says, get the thumbs up. They're free. Thank you, brother. Hey, Willie Rivers, nice to see you, brother. He said, how's it going in the Philippines? Peace and power, brother. Thank you. Man, it's going great. It's Sunday. We do our grocery shopping today. We're still on GCQ, which I'm glad. We haven't been locked down yet. I'm going to have to go to Bacala just to get a few things. I want to get me a nice electric shaver. I don't like using that razor, even though it doesn't bring bumps to me because I've got that. I think I told y'all this before. I bought some, it's called Bump Away. If you got problems with ingrown hairs when you shave, this stuff, and it's not an endorsement, YouTube. This is something that I saw when I was down in Zamboanga. I saw it on Shopee, and I just said I bought it because it was cheap. It's only like 250 pesos or something like that. And man, does it work. You see, I don't get no bump, and I use a regular razor. If I was to use a razor without that, my face would bump up, man. I look like the elephant man. But, yeah, Willie, everything's going good today, man. It's always good in the Philippines to me. Carton, what's that, Banks. He said, enjoy it now. The people are getting their jabs, so the people will get back to work, and the peso will go 1 USD to 47. Well, when are they going to go back to work? But actually, Carlton, you've got it flipped over. The reason why the dollar was so low with the peso is because the United States, everybody was locked down. There was no trading going on. The import and export was not normal. Countries didn't need the dollar like the Philippines. When I came here pre-pandemic, this is pre-pandemic, before anybody even thought about the pandemic. I came here in December the 5th, 2018. It was 53.84 pesos to the dollar. The most I'd ever experienced in my 12 years on and off being over here. Hey, Tom Kelsey, he's from Somerset, Kentucky. It's not too far from Lexington, Kentucky, where I'm from. What's up, Derek? Casanaris. Country Traveler, how you doing? Carlton Banks said, I'll catch you on the replay. He said he got to study. Thanks, man. Una Vida says, there's a selection in your city, Big Cal. Absolutely. I promise you that. I wouldn't lie to you. And, when I can get a good enough time like I did before, but somewhere around 4:30 or 5, I'll go down there when everybody's out and about by the plaza, by the town, and I'll do a video down there to show y'all the selection. It's a selection. Everywhere you go here in the Philippines, especially from the West, because they're different over here. Now, to the men who live here, they grew up here and everything, they don't really see, they don't see it that way. They just see them as regular women, probably like we see the women there at home. LaVon White says, thanks for the super chase. I can send you a nice electric shaver, or I can make a mistake and send you $199. That was a mistake, brother. I know it was. He said, your choice. If you choose option 2, I'm asleep. Yeah, because John, you should saw the expression on his face. And I had to hit him like this. I said, man, don't say that. Because I'm thinking in my mind, I know it's a mistake. But yeah, that shaver would probably be good because the shavers over here, they're expensive. And I don't even know if I could find one good enough, to be honest with you. A Carlton Banks said, I'm 36. My P9 is 39. That's a great age. My girlfriend's 39 right now, and she looks as good as she did when I met her. She was 36. Travel Mike said most women over 30 have been married, so you know there's no divorce there. So what's your option on dating a woman that has previously been married and has grown children? Well, if that's even better, really. So you don't have the pressure of getting married. See, I mean, uh, to be honest with you, because you're not going to have any problems, Travel Mike. Like a lot of these people say, oh, if he catches you in bed. Trust me, when a Filipina's separate over here, she's separated. The man has gone on his way and has already got another family. They just can't, divorce is separation over here. That's what divorce is, because they can't afford the annulment. But there's no, oh, he's stalking around, that sort of thing. Hold on. Wait, y'all. I got to get the water. All right? The water. Yes, separation, Travel Mike, and you know this, is divorce over here. Hey, Josiah Yahasi. I hope I didn't tear your name up, but I do that sometimes, man. Call me King. What's up from Beaumont, Texas? Oh, yeah. Terry Wessels, he said you can watch all games live on Reddit in the Philippines. Yeah, I know that. But see, me, I'm early to bed, early to rise, Terry. If I watch a game that comes on at 1 o'clock on the East Coast, I'm surely sleep by 1 a.m. here. What's up, Freddie Sanders? He said checking in. Chriselle Sebastian, this is a Filipino, by the way, guys. She gives the nitty gritty. She's got a channel, but I don't know if she gives the nitty gritty on her channel, but she gives it on mine. She says being with a Filipino, regardless of the age, is beneficial. Just make sure you are with the right one. Laugh out loud. Just saying. Yeah, that's true. Because remember though, more than likely you're going to get with the right one. But my channel is to help guys to avoid being unlucky, because you really can't get lucky here. Most of the women you're going to run into are going to be outstanding women, man. Probably the best you've ever had, but you can't get unlucky. And if you do over here, I'm sorry. Brad Jones says, I think 23 is the prime of their life. I say 24, which is about the same. And because I've dated 24 and 25 in that range, because they finished college. More likely they don't have children. They've had 1 or 2 boyfriends that broke their heart. It's a good age, but there are some advantages to dating a woman over 30. Like I said on the video, she's a recycled virgin. A lot of these women, man, when they take themselves out of the dating scene, they take themselves out for a long time, because they're not trying to deal with no riffraff over here. They know that good men over here, few and far between when you get in your 30s, and they'll just say, forget it. I just won't have nobody. They'll concentrate on their work and their children. So when you come over here and you show some genuine interest, man, you're going to unlock that Pandora's box, boy. I promise you. My girlfriend was over 2 years that she ever was with a man. She was angry with men. This was her words, not mine. She swore them off, and she got busy on her job. But that's one of the advantages, and then, older Filipinas, they've struggled longer than these young girls. See, the young women, they see their families struggle, but they really haven't felt the struggle on their own when everything's on their shoulders. See, they're usually at home over here at 24, 25. They're usually at home or they're living with somebody, and they share the struggle. But a lot of times when a woman's in her 30s, she's not sharing the struggle anymore. She's carrying that burden on her own. So she's going to appreciate you, man. I'm going to trust me. I'd rather be appreciated than loved. Hey, Sam Champion said, Calvin, the U.S. has just approved a booster vaccine dose for the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines only. Yeah, but remember, Sam, and that's good. And for anybody who says, see, I told you that stuff doesn't work. Well, guess what? The flu vaccine, you have to take it every year. All right, so let's not start that. But yeah, that's good. And I guess that's just to, I think that's just to get us out of this. Man, we're in a hell of a pandemic right now, man. I don't know. Look how long it's been. I think we're trying to do that to make sure people are able to ride this pandemic out. And then maybe we'll get a shot every year. I don't, man, to be honest with you. Oh, Frank Ellis said, Calvin, that 50 I'm talking about is the exchange rate. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Tom Kelsey said, Calvin isn't vitamin A, D, or E. He's vitamin T for togetherness. That's funny, man. But yeah, that's my homeboy. I forgot, how long is that from, how far is Somerset from Lexington, Tom? Frank Ellis said, yeah, damn, 53. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it was 53.84, almost 54, and it stayed up there for a long time. Really, like my first year, man, I was in heaven. You can look it up. Okay, Gerald Mitchell. And like I said, guys, there's no right or wrong with this, but he says, I've had my fill with women with grown children. We'll be coming to the Philippines to start my life over. And yeah, there's no right or wrong answer with this, guys. I was just giving y'all my take on that because it comes across my screen every single day, just about. Are there any advantages to dating? Hey, Luis Martinez, what's going on, brother? Freddie Sanders said, make sure you can find replacement blades. Oh, yeah, but see, what I'm talking about, Freddie, is an electric razor. Because if not, as long as I use a triple blade disposable, I won't bump up. But if I use anything less than that, and I've got to use a brand new razor, I can't use it over. See, my girlfriend, she's going to do my head later after here with that razor I used on my face. I use it on my head because I don't bump up here for some reason, but here I will. Frank Ellis said, like I said, Philippines age well. They do, man. See, I'm going to tell you something. The very first woman that I really got involved with over here, well, actually, I met two when I first came over. One was 38, and one was 41, because I didn't know any better. See, I didn't know that you could date younger women over here. See, I didn't even know. I knew nothing about the Philippines other than bar girls and poverty. That was it. And the 41-year-old, man, she was a knockdown. I promise you, she was a 9, man, on anybody's scale. I'm not going to say 10 because I don't know if that would mean she was perfect. But, man, this woman, man, was as close this thing to perfect I've ever seen. So I'm going to give her a 9. She was 41. Hey, Don Ridgeway, that's another homeboy, man. He said, what's up, Calvin? Out here working second shift again. Man, I'm glad for you, brother, that you gainfully employed. And that's a good thing, especially in this pandemic, man. They done locked up Manila, NCR, 54 other areas in the Philippines are completely locked down, man. And, jobs are hard to come by right now. Hey, Travel Mike, thanks for the super chat. He said, I talked to a beautiful 44-year-old that owned her own 2-story house and 3 farms in Lady. For 11 months, she separated for 13 years, 3 grown kids. Everyone said, let her go, too risky. So I did. But remember, when a woman gets older like this, I didn't even put in she's more honest. And they are. Because they know what's at stake. They don't have anything to lose. They literally have nothing to lose by being honest with you. But they're a whole lot more honest. I would have said stick with that. Once you got over here and saw it for what it was, Mike. Because like I said, man, this 41-year-old that I was dating, she was as close to perfect as anything I've seen. Hey, MS Jody says, what's up, Calvin? Good morning. Brad Jones said, I just got the second dose of the vaccine. Delighted. I received mine September 1st, and I'm so happy. Jacob Tanje said, what's up? Sunshine Crew out here, Booby, yeah. She's back to herself, man. She got on. I bought her some little red walking shoes, man, and she's all over the place. Jacob Chanjay. Tom Kelsey said, I'm 64. I'm looking for a 34-year-old. There's plenty of them over here. Is Ingram Davis in the house? What's up, John Wells? Ingram sent me some nice pictures, man. He sent me a video they were eating, man. He said the food was delicious. DG said, morning, John, when you get in your channel. He's not going to get it, man. He's coming up with every excuse. He doesn't realize that, guys, to start a YouTube channel is nothing. You just get in front of the screen like I did, and you start talking. It's not like you got to fill out paperwork and get approval from the embassy and all that. No. When somebody says, oh, I'm thinking about it, I haven't decided yet, that's bull crap. Chriselle Sebastian said, Travel Mike, I just want to respond to your question in the chat. No divorce here. Annulment takes 1 to 2 years to be completed. When you date a married Filipino filing for annulment, have patience. Yeah. But remember, separation is divorce over here. You heard it from me. There's no all guys say, oh, well, you can get in trouble with the husband. Yeah, if you find out the husband is still in love and he's stalking the wife and all of that, yeah, that you don't want to fool with that. But under normal circumstances, separation is divorce over here. You're not going to have any problems from him. The 41-year-old I'm telling you about, who's as close to perfect as any woman up to that time I had saw, her and her husband lived in the same apartment, duplex, like 4 families in this duplex. He was in there with his new girlfriend and their new baby. He wasn't studying us. He started his own life. AC King, he says, to a certain extent, age is irrelevant. She could be 18 or over 40 if she has the qualities that you want in a woman and there's a mutual attraction. That difference, what difference would age make? That's a great point. And see, that's what we're saying. We're not arguing. We're just saying whatever you like, But people always ask me that because the one thing that when you think about the Philippines, you think about young women because, but hell, 30 years old is young, man. I'm 58. To be honest with you, that's young to me. If a 30-year-old woman in America, where I come from, is probably still going out to the discos, to the bars, partying, or she's probably in a hapless marriage and she don't even realize it's a thankless marriage right now. But in a couple of years, she will realize that, and it's, and even then, with all of that, she's off limits to me. But over here, a 30-year-old woman, they consider them old. And I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, give me a double up of all the 30-year-olds you got. Give me an ample supply of that. And I just couldn't believe it. Main Time says, hey, big bro. Hey, man, I'm legally blind. Can you plug me with a CNI Filipino, bro? LOL. You need to watch my video, 18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy, Main Time. You're going to find somebody over here, brother. I promise you that. Adam Chenoweth says, I'd like to hear from John Wells on this topic because he's getting pressure to start a family at an age when I would expect to be tired. If she's older, I feel like her focus are going to be on me. See, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's why I said one of the qualities on my video, I said, she's out of the daycare business. She doesn't care if you don't want any kids. She doesn't care if you've had a vasectomy because she probably doesn't want to have any children or any more children either. But when you start dating these young ones with no children, for the first year or two, it's going to be good. But then she's going to start feeling the pressure from her culture, from her family. And, you're going to put up, it's going to be some problems down the line. I mean, you're a woman, hell. And in this culture, you're gonna want to have some children. So all that. Oh, she doesn't care. Blah blah blah. Okay, yeah. Next thing you know, you're gonna have a baby, and you're gonna be like, you trying to figure out how that happened, how that miracle happened. Rasta Nadi says, hello, Calvin. Over 30, they normally would be pushing for marriage. 18 to 27, fun times. Now, over here, it's the opposite. See, because, that's, an 18 to 27-year-old is going to wear your ear out with this. What's your plans for me? What's your plans for me? Am I just a pastime for you? You're going to get wore out with that for a while. And at first, it's going to be okay. But remember, it's no right or wrong answer, guys. It's what you want. I just thought I'd put it out there because people don't realize you're missing out on a great selection of women over here. Even single mothers, but it just depends on what you want. Some guys, they want a young woman. Some guys want to date women no matter what age, but they don't want them to have any children. Or some guys want women with children. It's, we could make these type of videos all day long. I just put that out there because I've been asked that so many times, and people think that, if I come over here, I don't want a young woman, some guys say, because they're immature. And I tell you, all you got to do is go on Facebook and see this TikTok, and you might change your mind. Yeah, Brian Nichols said, American women, like, I haven't had a boyfriend in 3 years. Meanwhile, I slept with 30 different guys. And that's what kind of shocks me. And I never thought about it. I was watching 48 Hours Mystery the other night, and nice looking woman. She was married, still married, but separated from her husband, and he was still wanting her back. And she started dealing with this other guy, and then they started getting intimate, sleeping together and stuff like that. And it just made me think about how women are over there. It's like, we're not even divorced and you already sleeping with me, and it's like it's no big deal to them. And I'm not talking about a double standard, guys, but I mean, you're a man, you want something that, a woman that has some type of self-respect. Benny from the Bronx, my ex at Brian. Freddie Sanders said, yes, electric also have replacement blade. Oh, yeah, once they get dull. But see, over here, I guarantee you I can find somebody around here that could sharpen that blade. Because they don't throw nothing away over here, Freddie. You know that. You've been over here before. I Love the China said, I replace my electric shaver heads annually. Now, that's a great idea. Sam Cleaver said, try a safety razor. I switched years ago and love it. What is a safety razor? I'm going to look that up, Sam. Jacob Tanjay said that Christopher Leroy Magic Shave works, but it's brutal on your skin and nose. Yeah. And if you leave it on there long enough, it will burn you. I tried that before. Cherry Wessel said, laser hair removal will get rid of those ingrown hairs for life. Doubt San Carlos has that, though. Yeah. Well, they've got laser everything else. Because, like, if you can look close enough, I got freckles. Well, really, moles, I guess they would be, little small moles. That's popular here. Filipinos, they'll get that laser treatment to move them out, but I'm not going to deal with that. Sam Cleaver says it's like the old Gillette. Oh, okay. I use Persona blades. I'm going to look that up. Frank Ellis said, I would date a Filipino up to 35. Check out the 30 to 35 on Filipino Cupid. Outstanding. Yeah. Like I said, if you really want, if a 10 is what you're looking for, your chances of getting a real live 10 is going to run in that 30 to 40 range. I mean, one that's going to be feet firmly on the ground, probably doesn't even know she's a 10, or, has the she's humble like a 3. It's going to be in that 30 to 40 range. I promise you, man. Rasta Natty said older women tends to have beer belly. Love me a slim body 18 to 27. Yeah. Like I said, it's no right or wrong, but don't pass that up, guys, over here. You're going to be, and then a lot of women that you meet, you're going to think that they're 25, 27, something like that, when they're going to be 35. And when she tells you she's 35, don't, throw her back, man, Terry River says, I'm looking for a female with integrity and values over there. Is that hard to find in the Philippines? I'm tired of the BS in New York. Take care, brother. No, that's very easy to find because they're brought up with that in their culture. I told you there's a young Filipino, my neighbor. He's a cool little guy, Roger. He's got his own channel. I was talking to him, and he was telling me about the dating culture over here, what it's really like, not for foreigners, but for Filipinos. And their culture is taking slow. Everything over here, Terry, is slow and methodical, even dating. He said it's 5 to 6 months before he can even, any type of intimacy at all. I mean, you might as well put it in storage for 5 to 6 months. And that's just too long for me. What's up, Leonard Lund? He said, hey, Calvin from Houston, Texas. I got a lot of friends in Houston, Texas. Rob Worth says, hey, Calvin, I'm from Cebu City. Yeah, man. Now, do you live there now, Rob Worth? I love Cebu City. I'd move that house I'm building over there on a lot in Cebu City anytime, man. It's just so much to do there. Even during the lockdown, I would go to Cebu because you got that whole Cebu province, that whole island. It's just so much to do. You don't have to go anywhere else. I promise you, man. You would never get tired of Cebu. You get tired of the city, then you can go to all of the, South Cebu, the beaches and resorts, North Cebu, the beaches and resorts. You could just stay there and never leave. Ragjam Rock says, can't the husband accuse her of adultery? Yeah, but remember, Ragjam Rock, separation over here is divorce. 99 times out of 100, if you meet a woman that's separated, she's separated. The husband's gone on his way. Maybe an OW, may live in Manila somewhere. It's got a new family. They just can't afford the annulment process. And it's good for you. You don't have to marry. If you're not trying to get married, it gives you more time to vet her because that's what it's all about. Making sure she's who she says she is. Making sure you're compatible. Because once the dust settles, even the best tune-up, you still got to have a tune-up. When I was in my insurance profession, I'd have to have a tune-up on my car every month because I use so many miles. So even the best tune-up over here, you still gonna have to have that done over and over, man. So the best thing is she honest? Is she who she, says she is? Because women lie too, man. Mostly about their appearance, about their looks, men about our finances. But they lie. So is she honest? My experience has been the older they are over here, the more likely they're gonna tell you the truth. They don't have anything to lose. Frank Ellis said, you think the Philippines is bad? Check out China. Once a woman reaches 30 over there, they throw them in a scrap heap. It's over. Old maid status. Yeah. And for a lot of other reasons too, man, when they get over 30, they look 60. Gurkha Nan says that Frank Ellis, leftover woman, as they are known as. That's just a way of, I think that's a double standard. Now, of course, I say a lot of double standard stuff on my channel, but that's double standard, Gurkha Nan, because we come over here, we're used and left over. But it's not okay for a woman to be left over. Like I said, a lot of these women 30 and over, they're recycled virgins, man. If you haven't had sex, if you haven't had a man jumping up and down in you for 2 or 3 years, hell, your system's done cleaned out anybody you done dealt with, you know. That's why they say women coming out of prison are some of the best women to date, you know, unless they in there fooling with toys and stuff, homemade toys and stuff. Because I used to date a young lady. She was, it's in America. She was a CNA, and she said during the sex education part of her training, the nurses would come in and tell them, and they're dead serious. They said, use a cucumber. They said, before you go out there and put your health and your life at risk having unprotected sex, you know, put a damn rubber on a cucumber. And, you know, that's just one thing that Philippines are starting to. Now, the established ones, the ones that have been liberated, they're starting to use toys now, but more than likely, you're not going to run into that. Hey, says Travel Blog. She said, happy Sunday, Calvin, and everyone here. Thanks for joining us. Wonders of Life says, dating women with children, you will soon be called daddy by the little ones before your lady calls you daddy. I don't think that's a bad thing. Travel Mike says, she told me my money was mine and she would never ask me for nothing. She said she don't need my money. She has a house and 3 farms paid for and to use my money to take care of myself. Well, Mike, that's an unspoken agreement. Yeah, Leonard Lund, he said, I don't mind a 35 or so, but not looking for a 55 or 60. No. And remember, let me remind y'all, when I'm talking about over 30, I'm being realistic. I'm talking 30 to 45. I don't think anybody, unless you're 75 or something like that, a 50-year-old is going to be, you know, attractive really to you. I don't see, I'm 58. I don't care how beautiful a 50-year-old is in any part of the world. I'm not interested in that. Derek Greenway said, Calvin, you have to watch out for 10. Sometimes they are lazy in bed. Yeah, but what I like about Filipinas is it's training day every day if you want it to be. You know, whatever makes you happy is going to make her happy. Boobies in there, they must be giving her medication. That's the only time she cries. And I tell them to shut the door when I'm doing my lives. Because see, remember I told you she's out of the daycare business. If you think I'm lying, I'm telling y'all the truth. Raising a 1-year-old at 58 years old, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of worry, man. Listen to that, it hurts my head. And I love my daughter with everything in me, but it still hurts my head. Hey, Daryl Lynn, he says, shout out from Terlingua, Texas. Wow, where's that? That has to be close to the border. Daryl Lynn says, I'm married Filipino OFW. She says she's a handful. Yeah, says Travel Vlog. She says it's a beautiful hot day. I love it over here. I love the weather. I'm trying to find somewhere where, see, I've been self-quarantining for some weeks now, afraid of that Delta virus. But now it's starting to wear on me, man. I'm going to have to find, I may go back to Escalante. I may go somewhere close. Lackawanna Island's on my do not call list. I got to find somewhere to go just to relax for a day or two and get out of the house. Terry Wessel says on Filipino Cupid, I got 300 women message me in the first 24 hours. You can be as picky as you want to be. Yeah, that's true. But remember, Terry, you're not really doing the picking. She is. I don't care how many messages you got. She's getting, if you get 300 different women, okay, and then you say, okay, this is the one I want right here. Now, the minute you send her a message, now she's looking at 10 or 15 different profiles. She's really the one doing the choosing. These dating sites, have flipped the script, you know, uh, and a lot of them messages are because it's the pandemic too. And you get what you pay for when you go on them dating sites. Hell, if I pay, how much is it on Filipino Cupid now, Terry? I can't remember. Was it $19.99 a month, $14.99 a month? Whatever it is, guys. If you can't find somebody in 1 month, that's the reason I say, you know, we chat them too long. That's a lot of money to be paying. You on there every month. You know, see, the John doesn't go on the dating sites. See what I'm saying? He spends a lot less money than a Joe. Hey, you dirty puppy, what's going on, man? Good to see you. We missed you the last few days. Hey, Rusty Natty, thanks for the super chat. He said, I wouldn't touch a separated woman. It's the reason she's separated. Eventually, you're next. Why get an old car when a new one is around the corner? Yeah, that makes sense, man. And remember, there's no right or wrong answer. But a lot of times over here, it's the man who leaves. You know, he'll trade her in for a younger version, and he may be the only one man that she's ever dealt with. You know, that's how it is over here. Philippines have a reputation for being loyal, and in a lot of cases, it's true. Paul Smith said dating sites and porn are similar, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. You hit on something there. I was gonna put in my video yesterday. I said, no, I ain't gonna touch that. You know, this phrase that they came up with, human trafficking. It's a broad term, though. I'm gonna tell you, if you put yourself on one of them dating sites, you put your profile out there like that, man, if that doesn't fit under that human trafficking umbrella, man or woman, because you're basically offering yourself to, to the highest bidder, the best bidder. AC King says, I've been through the frigid menopause wife thing. It's miserable. That's why I wouldn't want to go too old with a woman. The younger you can go, the longer you can enjoy her sexual prime years. Yeah. See, I never thought about that. And you're right. You're exactly right. And over here, some women hit that. They hit it early. Remember the 41-year-old I told you that I met? She was close to a 10, and she was vain. I mean, every 5 minutes she's looking in the mirror. Is her blue jeans fitting the right way? And I used to sit back and look at her like, this is my first really experience with a Filipino. I was like, I never knew this about Filipinos. They're very vain. But like 3 years later, I saw her in the mall, and man, she had changed completely. She had put on a lot of weight, and she was going through the menopause. She was going through the menopause, man, and she told me that at 44. Hey, Anwar Kente Dynasty, good day, Calvin from Chicago. I'm reporting for duty. Let's see. Okay, Kente Dynasty says 20-something-year-old for me. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, But you get a lot that goes along with these young women, man. Especially once they get to know you. Now, when they first meet you, the first couple of weeks, it's going to be gravy. It's going to be heaven. And remember, if you're only over here for 2 weeks, you're going to win. But if you're looking for a long-term relationship and like that, once these young girls get to know you, man, they always going to want something. They're going to need something. It's just, What's going on, Christian Contreras? Good to see you. Terry Wessel said, well, I already married my Philippines in 2019. We have a home in the province on Cebu. I only paid 1 month on Cupid before my first trip there. Yeah. And see, that's a good bargain there. That's what you want. You want the one and done, guys. 1 month and you're done on these dating sites. Are you going to end up spending a lot of money? And that's why I say, to be honest with you. Yeah, Frank Ellis, she hit the wall. And I was shocked, too, because I was about to walk right past her. I had to look at her face. She wasn't fat, but she got chubby. And she wasn't. And she just told me, she said, yeah, I'm going through menopause. It said it's really affecting her. She was 44. Love Beat Muse says, I'm a cool 65. And after getting there fall of 2022, I will lock in a 3-month rental. Meanwhile, in my travels in the PI, that 40 to 50-year-old curly-haired brown virgin unicorn will appear. No, it's not a dream. Remember, she could be a recycled virgin, meaning she probably haven't had sex in 6 or 7 years, believe it or not. Because Filipinas, they can do that for some reason. I don't know how they do it, but they do. They get focused, man, and locked in on their jobs and everything like that. They'll forget all about a man, and they'll go years, without any type of intimacy. And you get over here the right individual, and he unlocks that Pandora's box like I did. Man. Travel Mike says, bring a 21-year-old to the USA and you will see what vain is. Everyone she talks to will tell her how beautiful she is. Everyone, even the waitresses and cashiers. It gets to their heads bad. Well, see, that's what's happened over here with TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. When you got the whole world telling you how beautiful you are, pretty soon you start believing it and it goes to your head. It's 10 times worse than it was when I got here just in 2009. That's one thing I really loved about Filipinas. They were so humble. They were so unassuming. They didn't even know they were beautiful. But now, a lot of them, unless you really get one that only works in the city in the day and goes back home to the province at night, man, yeah, they're gonna be vain, Peter Anthony says, I don't think travel will be open till next year. It's like hell to do an LDR. Yeah. And that's exactly right, man. I don't do LDRs. See, the only cure for LDR, and I did a video a long time ago, one of my first videos, is to close that gap between y'all. That's the only cure for that. The longer you're away, the more, it's just not like, it's not going to work, man. Not for a man anyhow. And, to be in love and to be away from the person you love, man, that's torture. That's not even love anymore. It's torture. I remember when I was doing the paperwork to bring my wife and son over, man, it took so long for them to come over, and then I was deep into my insurance business. I couldn't go back and forth. I ended up meeting a woman from Cuba, man, and it was, it just got to the point where had I not started that paperwork, hell, she was already in America, so there was no paperwork to do. I would have just dropped that paperwork. But here's a good thing about her. She was older, though. She was like in her 40s, but man, if you ever dated a Cuban woman before, man, they're just beautiful, man. They're so different. And her English wasn't so good, but I could deal with it, man. She was fun, a personality. She could cook. She couldn't have any more children. We went to Florida together. We did all kind of stuff together. But that's what an LDR do for you, see. But once she found out I was bringing my Filipino over, she cut it off, and we haven't talked since. She didn't play that. She was cleaning up my house and was meddling with what she was doing. You don't have to clean up on my closet shelf. What's up there to clean? And she saw the paperwork. And that was it. She left and never came back, won't answer my calls, won't do nothing. Hey, Benny from the Bronx, it says, best to have 3 girls set and have different dates to meet them if you're there for 2 weeks or something. Anything over there, just walk around, you'll feel them watching you. Yeah, I'm going to say I always, have an ace in the hole. Don't, it's a little young guy. He lives in London. He's originally from Africa. His name is Norris. And this is a bright, intelligent brother. He said, Calvin, I made that mistake. He said, I put it all in one basket, made my trip to the Philippines. She didn't show up at the airport. He said, but luckily, I had a good time. Now, what he meant by that, I don't know, but he didn't meet anybody else. You got to have some choices, guys. If you're coming too far. James Hoskins says, would it be easier to move to South Korea and then to the Philippines for an American? Well, there's some places in the Philippines, James, where you don't have to make a bigger of an adjustment. If you stay in that expat alley, Metro Manila, Angeles City, Cebu City, Dumaguete, Iloilo, Bacolod, even General Santos City. You move into one of them, you can make the transition from there because there's a real Philippines and then there's that expat alley. See, the real Philippines, a lot of us, we need that expat alley. We need that adjustment phase. You're not going to be able to handle it over here, man. And you're just not. Hey, thanks, Mike, for that super chat. He said, if you want a humble woman that has not been spoiled and not vain, find you one in the province, climbing a coconut tree, riding a carabao. Yeah, now see, that's about right, but you can still find them. But more likely, if they're in the city, they come from the country to find the province to find work. They didn't grow up in the city because there's a difference between city women and province women, but it has nothing to do with what you think it has to do with. It's just what she's exposed to. Province women tend to have sex a lot sooner, a lot earlier than city women. And, it's not a whole lot to do there. Christian Contreras says, I'm not dating anymore. What's that mean? But yeah, James, if you're saying to make it an easier an adjustment, if that's what you mean, you don't have to move to South Korea first. You'd probably be better off coming to the Philippines because, the language, there's going to be a whole lot of advantages to coming straight here. Okay, you dirty puppy, says John Wells. I just had a Subaru SUV shipped to San Carlos City for the old lady and the kids. We were talking about cars over here. Now, is that any? Because one of my subscribers, Iskandari TV, his name is Victor. He's a government contractor over in Abu Dhabi. He said, Calvin, don't get a manual in the Philippines, especially if you live somewhere in one of the major cities. He says, because you'll get caught in traffic. He says it'll be hell with your foot on that clutch. And then me and John was talking to a retired Navy guy. His name was Dave, not Bill. And he said the same thing. He says the reason why he got an automatic this time because he got caught in traffic down in Dumaguete holding on that clutch. Sperlin Edwards said, I found me a very beautiful one over 30 and I can't wait to see her again. Yeah, if guys are so infatuated with this mythical 10, in the Philippines, you're more or less going to find a true 10 in between 30 and 40. And when I mean true, I mean she's humble. She's not full of herself. Her feet are going to be planted firmly on the ground. She probably is going to have the attitude of a 3 or 4. But you're going to see it. And, the selection is just unbelievable, 30 or 40, because, foreigners don't want them. The locals certainly don't want them. Okay? So then there you are. You got the cream of the crop, man. I got a great man. I tell you what, I wouldn't change her for Janet Jackson or Beyonce because she's connected. She's sexy, takes good care of herself, man. She still looks young. You know, she's got the perfect body for me that I like. I don't, you know, my Filipino wife was 36, 26, 36 when I met her. Okay. And you know, of course, I like that, but that's not really important to me. You don't have to be 36. You can be 32 to 34 with a, you know, you could be, to me, 32, 24, or 26, 32, if it's, you know, proportioned the right way, you know. Love Beat Muse said the U.S. hurdles you have to jump through. Yeah, you know, and that's the whole point. I'm tired of jumping hurdles. When you get 58, your knees are sore. You know, you can't jump as high as you used to, Love Beat Muse. I'm through with jumping over hurdles. When you get here, you get rid of all that. It's like you're like running a 20-yard dash every day. And we can do that. James Hoskins says, I'm 61. She's 41. That's perfect, really. Because remember, you're going to be able to, one of the drawbacks of coming over here, you know, and dating Filipinas anyway, I don't care how old they are, you're going to have that communication problem. And I don't mean she can't understand what you're saying and blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about when you sit down for a conversation. And the older they are, you know, the more likely you're going to be able to have a real conversation. And she's not going to be looking at her phone. See, this is going to drive you crazy when she's doing this all day. That's going to drive you crazy. And that's what you get with the young ones. They cannot get enough of Facebook and the internet. Paul Smith said, knees are sore, tired of jumping hurdles. Yeah, another Calvinism. No, but he's telling the truth, Paul. The hurdles we have to jump over there, man. Oh, my God. You know, you get tired of that stuff, man. I'm 58. I ain't got time for it. I'm not begging anymore. I'm not pleading. Over here, you don't have to do that. If you're with a Filipino and you're begging and pleading, I'm sorry, you got to throw her back in, man. They don't believe in that. In the Philippines, it's like all downhill, Paul. Yeah, you know. J.C. Watt said, I'm 57. She's a 50-year-old OFW. Now, see, I've got a buddy, Eugene Graves, and he's just a Facebook buddy, but I consider him a friend. He comes back and forth. I think he's like 59 or 60, and when he met and she's like 56 now. I think y'all were about the same when they were about the same age as you, J.C. Watt, when they met. I mean, they've got a great relationship. And, you know, it just depends on what you want. It's no right or wrong answer. James Hoskins said, yeah, that's true. She and I video chat several times a day and night. Now, have you met her yet, James Hoskins? And the reason I say, because now I get this from the Filipinos. I didn't say this. Simply Aka says this. She said, just because you're chatting on video doesn't make her yours. And see, that's the thing that we get caught up in. Now, I've seen it. I'm talking about here in St. Carlos where the woman is chatting with the man, her foreigner boyfriend, but the Filipino boyfriend is sitting over here on the couch out of sight. I've seen that more than once. And in more locations, not just one person doing it. And see, so, you know, that's kind of, doesn't mean that's happening to you. More than likely it's not. But that doesn't mean anything. Until you get boots on the ground, until you can put your hands on it, man, don't consider her yours. Derek Greenway said, hey, Calvin, your house plans are making me rethink the size of the house we will build when we get there. Yeah, and see, it will, Derek, because that's what happened to me. I had a 3,700 square foot house. Now, that was, I had a ranch. It was 2,200 on the main level, and then my My basement was just a regular basement, 1,500 square feet. I finished it. So it gave me 3,700 square feet of living space. That's a lot. But most of the time I spent in my bedroom, really, or at the kitchen table. I walk from the door through the living room, down the hall to my bedroom, back down the hallway to the kitchen. That was it. Every now and then I'd go down in the basement. You know, I can only sleep in one room at a time, and then I'm a minimalist now. Derek, that house is bigger than what I thought it was. With my thinking, when he said 52 square meters, I was like, man, I can't. It's too small. Man, we went over there yesterday. Not only is it that your space, but the height of the house. It's a big house, you know. And I'll show y'all in comparison to some of them other houses that I thought was going to be a 52 square meter house. No. Man, this house is a nice size house. A Gurkha Nan says, I'm your age, Calvin, and prefer mid to late 30s. Yeah, I do too now. I don't think I'd go back, Gurkha Nan, not for a serious relationship. Now, for fun and games, yeah, but not. See, me and my girlfriend, we can talk. When I told her about, hey, you know, she's the only woman I've ever talked to. I mean, I've dealt with. I mean, even my wife of 18 years. When I told her, I said, you know, I deal with anxiety. Don't you know that this woman sat down and we had a long conversation about that? Because she's got anxiety. She's even went so far as seeing a doctor being on medication, not me. But she didn't say, oh, you're using that excuse, or you're weak, you know, different things like that. No, she listened to me. And that's what I need right now, man. And I need somebody who can get things done. I got my shot only because of her. She pulled some strings. I got my shot. Otherwise, I'd still be sitting here waiting. Another thing she did, when I came back here from Zamboanga to San Carlos City, I was supposed to spend 2 weeks, 14 days quarantined in one of these old government facilities. She pulled some strings, man. I was able to do my quarantine at home, which it wasn't supposed to happen, man. See, that's what I need. Not only because of my age, but that's just who I am. I want somebody that can get things done. Hey, I'm 8,000 miles away. And, you know, Sean Reed says some of you guys are saying that you won't deal with women over certain ages are going to be the ones paying for it, dating bar girls on your vacation. Yeah, it's a lot of Johns that watch my channel, Sean, and they don't have a problem with it. They don't think, they're not in this illusion to think that they can come over here in the Philippines, by the way, where people are struggling. 2/3 of the people over here are earning about $2 a day and think that they're going to get something for free. See, we don't, men on my channel, we don't have a problem with that unspoken agreement with pay for play. It's a fact of life over here. And we didn't start it. I've done my research now. The locals started that. The locals drive this pay for play game over here, not us. We just up the ante. We just pay more. But yeah. Castleman Outdoors says, I looked at my watch and it was 8:30. About that time, she made me stretch out straight. And you know why. Sing it, Chuck Berry. Yeah, see, I'm not begging anymore for anything. Every day is my birthday here. You know, in America, we get those special treatment on your birthday, the anniversary, maybe Christmas and New Year's, maybe her birthday. Over here, it's every day. Travel Mike says, when you get over 50 and you've been married a couple of times, it's time to get what you want. If she can't deal with it, just move on. There's 1,000 waiting for their chance. Just make sure you know what I want. Yeah, make sure you know what you want. And I always stress that point, Mike. If you don't know what you want, you're going to come over here. You're going to be like me when I first got over here. You're going to be like this. You're going to be going from one woman to the next, because you're always going to see one that looks better and that you're going to, have a shot at, because there's no better place in the world to go on vacation for 2 weeks than the Philippines. I'm sorry. You're a single man. I don't care where else ever you've been. I've been around the world. There's no better place to be on vacation for 2 weeks. If this is all you're going to do is be here for 2 weeks, than this place. Period. Frank Tate said, you guys need to talk about making money and goals in life with Philippines, not just fun and sex. And yeah, but see, most of us, Frank, we're at that age in our life where we've already done that. You know, we're already successful in our own right, and we're willing to help her in any way that she wants to be helped. You want to go back to school, you know, if you want, you know, but what kind of real future, what kind of goals kind of 58-year-old and a 22-year-old really have? In 10 years, she's going to be 32. You're going to be 68. 10 more years, she's 42, and hell, you're dead. You're pushing up daisies. So, yeah, you know, all things being equal, you know, you got to take that into account, Frank Tate. But all that's on our mind, Frank, is fun and sex. Whether you admit it or not, they said every so many seconds a man thinks about sex, man. It's just how it is. That's innate in us, Frank. You know, yeah, all that stuff sounds good and it sounds noble, and you're going to do that. A decent, respectable man, but it's not going to stop you from thinking about fun and sex all the time. I'm sorry, man. You know, let's get real, guys. This is a real channel. Men think about sex about every 21 seconds or something like that, maybe less than that. You know, that's just how it is. You know, imagine if it wasn't naturally like that, if that wasn't innate in man to be a hunter, to go out and get it like that, would there be 7 billion people on the planet going on 8 billion? I don't think so. Because a woman reaches an age where she can no longer produce anymore. You know, but a man can still go on. You know, so yeah, Frank, I mean, yeah, you're right about that. But hell, that's all we think about. Hey, B Gun, what's going on, man? He's in a club arena. Club arena still around in Cebu. I don't really know. I didn't do a whole lot of clubbing, B Gun, when I was in Cebu. You know, the only time I went to a club one time in Cebu, and that's with my son's mother, and it was Sunflower, what you were talking about. Yeah, that's the name of it. It was Sunflower. And, you know, they got live band half the time, then they got music half the time. But yeah, Kente Dynasty, you know I'm telling the truth. You know, it's noble to say those kind of things, but in reality, that's what we're thinking all the time. And, you know, hey, Carmen Greenwood, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. James Hoskins says, hey, Calvin, you can go to a Walmart here in the States and you're going to see so many fine women to the point your head will be like an owl. It's like, who? But that's all you can do is look. Yeah, see, and that's what I like. That's why on one of my videos I put Philippines versus the world. Why I chose the Philippines over Brazil. I've been to Brazil. I've been to Cartagena, Colombia. I'm talking about just absolutely knockout dead women. But I put the Philippines up here because you're not just looking over here. You actually have a shot at these women over here. Whereas in Brazil and Colombia and all that, man, I'm going to tell you, man, you're not too far up from America, the way that they act over there. And your chances of really being with a beautiful woman over there, you know, it gets harder. But over here, it's not. The woman you're looking at, that beautiful woman, you really have a chance at her, man. That's why I put the Philippines up here. Hey, wow. Thanks, you dirty puppy. He said, this is for Monica's Rest House on Sapaway for one night. Thank you so much for that super chat. And I'm going to tell you something. We were going to do that for Booby's birthday, you dirty puppy, and that thing is sold out. I'm going to tell my wife to check right now, my girlfriend, I mean. We were going to do that for Booby's birthday, and we tried to get it last month. That place is so popular, you dirty puppy, and you probably know it is. But But yeah, we're going to try to do that. Thank you. Because that was already in our mind. We're going to do it for her birthday, but hell, it's sold out. Hopefully we can get it before I leave, you dirty puppy, but thank you. Kente Dynasty said the law will be called on you for looking at women here in America. Most of them ain't worth looking at anyway, not compared to Filipinas. Yeah, and, I don't know, but I was on Facebook today, earlier, and, they always, not Facebook, Yahoo, and there's this, I don't know if she's a model or whatever it was, but anyway, on her Instagram, they showed where she was wearing her bikini on the bottoms on backwards. She did it on purpose. But then she had another picture of her in a regular bikini. I mean, just looking knocked out gorgeous. But if you told her, hey, you look beautiful, you're going to get in trouble over there. It's like, that's the crazy, line we walk over here in America. The women, they can dress any way they want to. It's provocative they want. You better not look past a split second, and you definitely better not say nothing, because if you do, you're looking for trouble. You can lose your job and everything. Yeah, I love LaChon. Sold out even in a pandemic. See, and I'm glad you said that. I love LaChon. I was going back and forth with it with one of my friends on Facebook. His name is Cal Ellis, and so he's in LA right now. He's a cool guy. He travels around a lot in the United States and, around the world. But he said, man, Philippines got to open up because they need us over there. They need our money. And I was like, no, I said, a lot of people get that wrong. I said, domestic tourism drives the tourism industry over here. Filipinos live for the weekend. They go to these resorts. They go to these beaches and stuff. They save their money and they do it. And it's not, that's not uncommon, I love LaChon, for you to go somewhere and it be sold out, during the pandemic. But yeah, this Monica's house is very, very popular. It's like a private residence with a swimming pool and everything we saw. And you can rent it, for one day, so many hours or whatever it is. And yeah, it's sold out. It's sold out a lot. Get that Dynasty said, I wrote and released a song about that called Don't Call the Law by Imperial Brown. Yeah, because they will. James Hoskins says, I know that too. Walmart is a showstopper. Frank Ellis said, Colombia is only 3 hours from the Matrix. Yeah, and see, that's probably why. And Cartagena is even shorter than that. I think it's like something like, I forgot how, it's really close to Florida. But yeah, you better not look anytime soon. And see, over here, man, it's so many that they don't even know who you're looking at. So they can't accuse you of looking at them. You go to the mall over here or to the marketplace, you see a drove of them, man, you just going, you just having your feel. And they don't know who you're looking at. Yeah, Freddie Sanders, big difference. You've been over here before. Belize and Edwin, good to see you, brother. Welcome back. He said, well, I'm in the Philippines before I meet my wife. I used to date girls 10. And here in America, I date girls 2. Big and fat. Yeah. And that's usually what I was talking about before when we was talking about BBWs, Belize and Edwin. We've all had our share of them because it's better to be with a BBW than be by yourself. All right. That's just how it is. And so many of us will go to the club and we'll be shooting our shot at the 5s and 6s. Because in my where the clubs I go to, that's about as far as you're gonna get is a 6. And then by the end of the night, it gets lower and lower and lower. Then pretty soon you walking out with a BBBW. That's a big, beautiful black woman. And then a BBW is a big, beautiful woman. Then a BBWW is a big, beautiful white woman. Then they've got BBFs over here, big, beautiful Filipino women over here. But I don't think you. But some men like BBW. I mean, so they're like a BBF over here, and there's plenty of them over here now. Believe it or not, obesity is almost endemic over here now. I was reading last week an article on that. 30% of Filipinos now are obese. So yeah, you can get you a BBF over here if that's what you like. Big beautiful Filipino. I'm gonna make a video about that. No, I'm not. I won't do it. Daryl Fullmore, thanks for the super chat. He said, Brother Cal, my sad song that keeps sweat. I would never do anything to hurt you. She heard you sing it and loved it. Oh, okay. My Sawa. Okay, she heard me. I'll sing that song. Yeah, I was just messing around, Daryl. I don't have any equipment or nothing over here. I love that song. I'll give all my love to you. That's the name of the song, Brother Daryl. And I was just fooling around. Really, I had this, and I was singing over the instrumental. But you put me in a studio, I could eat that song. I can sound, my voice. I got that type of voice, like Bobby Brown, Jermaine Jackson, Keith Sweat, like that. I can sound like those guys, but I can't sound like L. DeBarge. I can't sound like Howard Hewitt or any of those guys, Luther or nobody like that. Oh, wow. And Pasayo, she's a Filipina. She says, I'm in my 40s. Can you find me one good black man I'm interested in? And I'm a widow with 4 children from Zamboanga City. Well, they're on here. Y'all look her up. Ian Pasayo. She says she's in her 40s. That's what we're talking about today. She said, can you find me one good black man? She wants a black man, she said. I'm interested in them, and I'm a widow with 4 children. How old are your children, Ian? Bill Ellis said, Jollibee is fatty foods. Yeah. And that's what they're talking about, Bill Ellis. The diet over here, 30%, man. You'll be shocked. I was shocked at that. To be honest with you. James Hoskins says BBW is universal. They're everywhere. And you seen the ones that are modeling. Yeah, but I'm no longer into the BBW. Now, remember, I got a daughter that's a BBW. I'm not putting BBWs down. They're the ones who are usually say, beauty's in the eyes of the beholder, and it's the inside that counts. Those are usually BBWs who say that kind of stuff. But see, I'm at a stage in my life now where I'm not going to bite my tongue. I want what I want. I'm just like Mike said, 58 years old. I've been married and divorced, getting ready to be divorced. I want what I want. I'm not afraid to say it, okay? You dirty puppy said, I want a black man myself. You're a joke, man. Thanks, Travel Mike, for the super chat. He said 99% of men are attracted to beauty and sex. Yeah, 99% of women are attracted to security. So the more of the story to stick and secure the one you want, you're going to pay the way, unspoken agreement. Yeah. And I got to agree with you, Mike. I'm over 50. I've been down that road of compromise and all that. And beauty's in the eyes of the beholder. And, it's the inside that counts and all that other foolishness. I want what I want now, and I'm not afraid to say it. And I don't want a BBF. I don't want a big, beautiful Filipina. If you weigh over 110 pounds, I'm not interested. Okay, now, counsel me for saying that. I don't care. Moochie T says fat and short is not so nice. Yeah, some people like that, though. I've got friends who, they say they like it because, a lot of the big women, they have cute faces. They got some of the most cutest faces, but, and they like that, and they, of course, they take care of the man. You're going to eat 3 meals a day and all that stuff. Benny from the Bronx says, I don't have a type. I like them all. Smoky Mountain Model says, fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son. Yeah, Dean Warmer. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. You know, I'm not putting anybody down. Everybody has their preferences, you know, and that's why I don't have a problem when, people say, oh, Filipinos prefer white men. Well, no, they don't, but some of them do. But so what? We all have our preferences. I prefer slim, petite women, with a nice shape, Rasta said, for some of us older guys, we can't pick up BBWs. It's too heavy. Now, but and see, a lot of BBWs, they're aggressive. They'll come after you, man. Jenny Mark said, keep safe. We both love our house. Hope we both can travel soon one day. Great topics. You're the best. Cheers from Central Queensland, Australia. Thank you, Jenny Mark. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining us today. But yeah, I don't want to sound cringy, but I'm where Mike is. I'm 58. I don't know how many years I got left. Mofo 9900 say, those little petite ones, Calvin, are called spinners. Yeah, but I don't want a BBL. I don't think anybody's ever did a video on BBL. I may have to do that, guys. I may have to do a video on Big Beautiful Filipinas because nobody's ever did it. You probably didn't even know they were over here till I told you, but yeah, they're over here. And, but I would have to have some visuals with this. I couldn't just talk about it, to be honest with you. You dirty puppy says so not avoid Chinese BBW and the PI. Word of wisdom. Oh, my God. Brad Jones said, I picked up a BBW, and what'd he say? And hit the tombstone pile driver. I tell you, man, it's just, I don't care how much perfume BBWs put on. They still got that same smell. They all smell like that. It's like they didn't wipe their butt good enough, and you can you get a whiff of that funk. Not funk, but funk. And it's just something that turns me off. I don't like it. And I don't care. Frank Moses says, 5 foot tall and under 100 pounds. He says, spinners. I never heard that expression before. James Hoskins says, let me say it again. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I have seen beauty on the outside and ugly as hell on the inside. Yeah. But see, BBWs are usually the ones that say that, it's the inside that counts. Castleman Outdoor says, yeah, there's also black Filipinos called Adas. Yeah, they're called Adas. There's a few of them, and not only just Adas, but different tribes. They're the original Filipinos. They migrated from Africa something like 30,000 years ago. Travel Mike said, my friend is 130, and he's a black guy. If she ain't 300 pounds on the hoof, he don't want her. I can't lie, though. He got a bus load full. Yeah, I don't want him, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, that smell, Frank Moses, and then I don't care, what they look. And then when you mix that smell with Victoria's Secrets or that cheap perfume, you better be drunk. You better be drunk dealing with that. And that's a fact. Oh, man. That's right. Jenny Marks, it's nice to get a female view on here with your lady. Yeah, but dude, the problem with my girl doesn't want to come on here for a lot of reasons. And if she wanted to sit right here next to me, I would love to. When I first started out, I wanted her with me. And we, I got mad at her because she said, no, I don't want to go on YouTube. And she knew more than me. I didn't know anything. Daryl Fulmore said, if you want to meet a BBF, you mean a BBF. hang out at Jollibee, Chow King, or McDonald's. There you will surely find one. Yeah, you see them, and you know they're miserable here because they know that, you know, they don't really have a whole lot of options, if you know what I mean. They're stuck here. They're not escaping from the, you know, they're not escaping this place. Then they got to deal with the heat, everything. Mike Ryan says, hello, Calvin, for a first trip to the Philippines. Which city is best for a 2-week vacation? Cebu City. Fly into Mactan International. Take the taxi over to Cebu and enjoy yourself, man. And, you know, because Cebu City is part of Cebu Island, Mike, and you don't have to leave nowhere else. You're 3 hours from the south of Cebu to the north of Cebu. Some of the nicest beaches and resorts. You don't have to go anywhere. Diving spots. And you're going to get a warmer welcome in Cebu than you will in Manila. Okay. You dirty puppy said, actually, obesity is a sign of wealth in the Philippines. Yeah, you can look at it that way, but, you know, you can have that kind of wealth, you dirty puppy. I'd rather deal with somebody in the squatters area than you couldn't pour a BBF on me. And that's a fact. I love the chance it's too hot in the Philippines to have all that extra insulation. Yeah, and they can't wear a bikini. Mike says, I can't handle a crack all the way to the middle of the back. It's too much for me. I don't like that spare tire like that. You'll see the belt here. They're supposed to be their waist. Really, their waist is down somewhere close to their knees, really. But they put the belt here, and then you got that big old piece of, I don't know, looks like an inner tube or something. Brad Jones, Sperling Edwards said, I like the casino in Cebu too. Yeah, now they've got that waterfront casino. It's really nice. But see, they've got these little bitty casinos, storefront casinos all around the Philippines, like Casino Filipina in Cebu. If you go down by that Fuentes Circle, down by Robinson, it's right there. It's, you know, you can go in there, but it's mostly like slot machines and games like that. Brad Jones says, I did online dating and I settled for a seriously terrible woman. What the hell was I thinking? Well, they all look good. But, you know, in a lot of these cases, yeah, the inside does matter. James Hoskins said a few extra pounds. Now, well, it's okay with a few extra pounds. You dirty puppy says, as a fat man, I'm a rock star. Yeah, but that's different as a man. You know, because that's just how it is. We didn't make the rules, guys. They've got some heavy hitters over here, and you're going to be shocked when you get over here. You're going to be like, well, wow. I thought, you know, the people were starving over here. No, they got some people that they're eating their share. Moochie T says, Latin America also has a heavy carb diet, so lots of obesity. Good thing is they're super active and walk around a lot. Yeah. Linda Lothar says she's over 39. Yeah, Rasta Nutty, it's a spare tire. That's what it looks like. I don't know. It looks like an inner tube or something. B Gun said had a BBW at KFC drive-thru in Jeffersonville today. She reached that big man's hand out to get her food as I cringed. And yeah, Philippines, please open soon. Yeah. And good luck trying to find a ring that big to put on their hand if you want to propose to a BBW. You got to get one of these damn bicycle rims and get it fitted to a hand. Harold Kemp says, should I come over and work as a personal trainer? Will they pay me in chickens or something? Well, you probably won't get a job here, man. They've got great personal trainers over here, Harold Kemp, and the most of them are free. If you are a member of the gym, they just offer their services for free. I tell the story over and over, man. When I was in Zamboanga City, man, these guys, they offered their services to me for free. I used to give the guy like 300 pesos every week because, I knew he wasn't, that was a lot for him. It's like 1,200 a month. Doing what he loves to do anyway. And man, they had me so big. I mean, they were calling me Ronnie Coleman in Zamboanga. I mean, I was stopping cars. I mean, I stopped a jeepney one time, and he just let everybody look at me. It's a true story. And he says, have you ever been to Malapascua Island? Ted B, I haven't. I went to, now that's a story within itself. Me and my son's mother, because see, remember, she was young. She don't know nothing. Had I been with her, we would have went. We go all the way to Dan Bentayan, which is right across from Malapascua. You can see Malapascua from where we were. But we were not at the regular pier where the regular boats take you over there. And I didn't feel safe riding in those little bitty boats over there. They were going to take us, the locals. I said, no, because you're in open sea. But no, but yeah, this is a nice place, though. I could see it. Oh, yeah, a Challenger, the welder. He said, do many Filipinos play poker at the casino? I'm a poker player. Absolutely. My next door neighbor, the one I told y'all about, who he was a giant. He went out to the club, met the Filipinos. She came back like his first or second day being here. Took 250,000 pesos from him. He was a big poker player. He played with Manny Pacquiao. This was like in 2010, 2011 when Pacquiao was still wild before he turned a preacher. He used to play with Pacquiao at that waterfront casino. Yeah, it's big. Poker's big here. And I'm going to tell you something else is big here. And y'all may know it already, but billiard players, pool players, Filipinos are some of the greatest in the whole entire world. They play and they like to play it. So wherever you go, if you like to play pool, billiards, you're going to be able to do it. But I wouldn't bet on none of them. Frank Ellis says being a BBF in that heat must be torture. Yeah, it's torture, and she knows her. There's no knight in shining armor. There's nobody coming over. That's why you don't see them on the dating sites, because they know they got nothing coming. Their options are so few that, it's a shame. Yeah, Joseph Relaford, you got to go under that hood, and that's another thing, man. It's just too much work. Colin B says, hey, Calvin, I spend most of my time in Luzon. When I get back there, are you thinking of doing a meet and greet with your subscribers? Would love to meet you. Absolutely. I'm going to do one. I'm going to go all over the place. Wherever my subscribers want to meet me, I'm going to go, because I'm going to be waiting to get out too, man. I was just saying, Colin B, I've been on a self-quarantine, and I'm about ready to go somewhere. I told my girlfriend today, let's go to Calatrava. I just want to sit on the beach and look at the water, man. But yeah, Colin B, I'm going to do that. And like I said, I'm going to take it on the road. Even when I'm going to take Sunshine Shows on the road when I get back to the United States and let y'all meet some of my subscribers, because y'all some great people, man. I got the best subscribers in the world. We got just a heck of a group here, man. And I don't want to take that for granted, man. Lonnie Franklin said, he's laughing. No, I'm not making fat of, Linda said, don't make fun of fat people. No, we're not doing that, Linda, but we're not apologizing either. We like what we like. We're not making fun of them, but we like what we like now. We're not ashamed of that. Oh man. No, we're not. He says she said it is their microbiome. Whatever it is, we don't like it. Dirty Puppy said Lapu Lapu is a great place for first timers. And I agree with you. Any of that area, because you're never too far from another nice place in Cebu. Robert Johnson says it's called a muffin top. I don't know what it's called, but it's work. You got to hold it up with this hand and then work with this one. You know, it's just, I don't like it. Yeah, Wonders of Life says in the top 10 world billiard players, 5 will be Filipino. Yeah. You Dirty Puppy said Calvin has a history on YouTube for decades. Well, actually, Sunshine Shoulders is only 1 year old. My YouTube channel is when, like I said, a YouTube channel is just you start making videos and upload them. And I did that from almost the first time I got here. If you go on there, I just renamed some of the videos, but you go on there, you'll see my son's mother, you'll see my wife, you'll see some of the places I've been, but not a whole lot. When I was a tourist, you Dirty Puppy, that's what that means. But no, Sunshine Show is just 1 year old, and people get confused about that. But now I was a tourist then, and that's all of, people make a big deal out of when they ask John about a YouTube channel, and he makes a big deal out of it, like he's got to do a whole lot. He makes a video over here just about every Friday with me. That's all he has to do. It's no big deal. Hey, Daryl Fulmore, he said, always welcome to Seattle, Washington. Man, can I afford it out there, though, man? Somebody told me it's expensive out there, Daryl. See, you big bucks, man. Brad Jones said some funny characters here. Yeah, and I want y'all to meet them. I want to show them to y'all, man. I would love to go around the Philippines to wherever my subscribers are, man, and let y'all see them for who they really are, drunk, sober, whatever it is. Oh, yeah, Castleman Outdoors, Calacas Island. I hope I'm saying that right, in Camarines Norte. It's like Boracay found in Bicol. Yeah, and there's a lot of places, and they always call them like Little Boracay. If you go down to Gland, Sarangani Province, it's about an hour drive from General Santos. They call that Little Boracay. If you go to Siquijor Island, they call their beach the Little Boracay. Gabriel says, "Hi, Calvin. Are you planning in using your name instead of Sunshine Shoulders?" Well, I'm using my name. Sunshine Shoulders is just my, what do you call it? My ghostwriter or something like that. But yeah, I'm just who I am. I'm really Calvin Roach. This is who I am. No middle name, Calvin Roach. I live in San Carlos City. I'm a real human being. I don't have some moniker, and this is real who I am. If you come across some Christian's catering service in San Carlos City, Margarita Village, 1st Street, that's where I live. I'm not hiding behind some screen and doing all that. I'm just who I am. So I'm really who I am, Gabriel. The Moody. Yeah. Belize Edwin said, if you're making love to a BBW, make sure to have a 5-gallon of water next to you. Lots of work. Yeah, but from what I heard, they've got good loving from the few I've dealt with. A whole lot of loving. Cons 2911 said, why it's closed, check YouTube for Suregal. Yeah, that's in northern Mindanao. Now there's Suregal and Surigal. Remember Cons 29. I get them mixed up, but they're both nice. Levon White said, Calvin is your alter ego. Yeah, I guess I could, but it's a real person, Levon, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not, hiding like a lot of these people, I'm really who I am. And maybe that was a mistake. because I'm so naive when it came to, but you know, I don't know. Being real is all I know, man. I don't know all that other stuff. And that's what kind of, yeah, you dirty puppy. Sikio Island has no commercial corporations. What a relief. Now, they did just build a Jollibee not long ago, right before the pandemic hit. Well, a new Jollibee, because they have one there already. But it's such a beautiful place. If I knew that I wasn't going to have any problems there, I would have moved there. But it's so good in San Carlos City, it's like, why even take that chance? And that's what I told my girlfriend, because she was all for it. We were going to move to Sikihor Island. We wanted to try island living, but I said, it's so good here. You know, there's no crime here. You know, it's just so many good things going on in San Carlos City. I said, why even take that risk of going there and moving next to some neighbors that don't like you? A lot of problems that you could run into in some parts of the Philippines. Oh, wow, wonders of life. I didn't know this. He said prayers to the Haiti victims of an earthquake. So far, 200 deaths. Wow. And I know the last time they had a big earthquake, there was a lot of corruption where they sent all that money and it was supposed to rebuild Haiti, you know, and all that. And it never happened, man. It's sad, man, you know. Okay, Daryl Fulmore, it's expensive, but you're welcome to stay free with us. Wow. And see, didn't I tell you I got the best subscribers in the world? Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. You dirty puppy said San Carlos City and Sikihor my options also. Yeah. I mean, you're like me then, because now I've been to Valencia, but I never wanted to stay there because it's just so expensive there. I didn't want the prices there. But if you like, I just like a simple life. I wanted my life to slow way down. In San Carlos City, man, you can slow way down. And I don't have to adapt so much here. It was in a big transition from living in America to living here. Councilman Outdoor says, Calvin is Joe Frazier still talked about and inspiring to people there. No, but Muhammad Ali is, not Joe Frazier. I don't think Joe Frazier was inspiring to anybody, really, but probably to his brothers and sisters and his children. Although I love Joe Frazier and he was a great fighter, I'm just saying he was like the underdog. People loved him because he was the underdog, but when you think of inspiring, you don't think of Joe Frazier. I don't anyway. Devon White said, Calvin, your alter ego is real. Sunshine Shows makes you and us feel happy. We're all real. Yeah. And that's what I like about that. And that's why it's called Sunshine Shows. I just want to bring a little light where darkness used to be. And we've been able to do that, man, in the year. Wow, Benny from the Bronx said they said thousands dead. Wow. Joshua Mason said they also assassinated the president in Haiti recently. Must be a terrible place to live. Yeah, see, what were we talking about when we were talking about Haiti recently? But yeah, it's like going over to Haiti trying to get something for nothing. Like when you're going over to the Philippines. But the Philippines is nowhere near Haiti. Philippines, I want to remind y'all, has the 27th largest economy in the world pre-pandemic. Now, it's retracted some since the pandemic, but pre-pandemic, 27th largest in the world. Hey, Travel Mike, thanks for that super chat. He said, I'm still working on my channel. I am Michael, but Cosby is not my real last name. I decided not to reveal too much because of my kids and my ex-Filipino. I don't want to put them in a bad situation. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying, Mike. I was very naive. I never thought it all the way through. I thought everybody, it's the same with Facebook and all that. I didn't know people had fake names. I knew that on radio that they did, and it even shocked me when I found that out, that the people's names wasn't really what they were on radio. And it's probably like that on the newscast. And because of that. Yeah, Joe Port, he said, I will tell you something about Joe Frazier. He was the hardest hitting man on the planet for quite a few years. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not putting Joe Frazier down. I'm just saying that when you think of inspiring, you didn't think of Joe Frazier. You think more like Muhammad Ali. But Joe Frazier was always, the working man's champion. There was no, no foul or nothing about him. He was just, he was a blue collar champion. Oh yeah, I love China. Haiti's much poorer than the Philippines. Yeah, because the Philippines, remember, it's not poor. The people are poor. I don't know how that happens. I don't know, but I just know that the Philippines isn't poor. It's the 27th largest economy in the world. That's why when you come over here, you're going to see things that's going to, kind of make you go, I thought this was a third world country. It's not. It's in between a developed country and a developing country. It's somewhere in there. I forgot what they called it. Peter Anthony said, Calvin, you in Bacolod? No, I'm about 2 hours east of Bacolod through the mountains. Adam Chenoweth said, this was the most wiling conversation with Sunshine Shoulders today. Got me laughing hard. Yeah, these guys are hilarious on here. Oh, okay, Rag Jam Rock. 300 plus dead in Haiti so far. Wow. Okay, Cons 2911. He says, I think the Kali Mall in Manila was named after Ali himself. Ali was, I don't know, is there a more famous athlete that ever lived than Muhammad Ali? I don't think so. I mean, because really outside of basketball, well, now Michael Jordan because of his shoes, but I think outside of basketball, he really wasn't so well known like Muhammad Ali. He transcended sports. Wow. Said Calvin, when Joe Frazier was 65, he had an accident and cut part of his foot off. Wow. He wrapped it in a towel and drove to the hospital. Yeah, see, that's my kind of guy. Frank Ellis said corruption. I won't touch that, Frank. Con Ellis says Ali Mall. Okay, Ali Mall. I think so. But I want y'all to think about the Thriller in Manila, and if you think the Philippines is poor. Back in 1974, or was it 75? 75. Ferdinand Marcos put up $10 million US then to bring that fight to the Philippines, the Thriller in Manila. That was a lot of money even now. Daryl Fulmore says, my wife says Siquijor is a place of Aswan. See, that's why it's so nice, Daryl, because not many people, especially locals, go to Siquijor Island because of, Filipinos are superstitious and they're afraid to go. So I'm going to tell you, it took me, let's see, from 2011, all the way to 2018 to ever go to Siquijor Islands. First time I ever went. Because we were in Dumaguete, and I asked my wife, I said, what's that island over there? She said, oh, don't ever worry about going there. She said, don't do it. And, they'll poison your food. They'll put a spell on you and everything. So I never even considered it. But after watching this Filipino, he's like the Anthony Bourdain of the Philippines. He's a young guy. He went there, man. I was convinced. I said, I don't care. I'm going. Hey, Travel Mike, thanks for the super chat. He says a gecko behind you, Cal. I was looking for it, but now these small ones, they don't bother me, Mike. It's the big ones. And when I mean big, I mean the ones that 4 to 5 inches long, maybe an inch thick. Those are the ones that'll scare you to death. And they say if they jump on you, you got to cut them off of you. You won't be able to sleep. They got that and they do that all night long. And You dirty puppy said I took a love potion on the island. Now I'm broke. I left all that stuff in Zamboanga that I bought some love potion, a bunch of other stuff there. But yeah, you don't see, and the foreigners that you see there, a lot of them are Swiss, and they live there. You don't, their city beach is as clean as any resort. And normally, if you go to the Philippines, if you go to these city beaches, man, they're pretty run down. Yeah, Josh Formation said, Calvin, that's a good topic. What are some of the myths and urban legends there? Man, there has to be a 2-hour documentary, Joshua, man. I mean, that's one thing that's going to trip you out. See, that's what it was when my daughter's birthday. They killed the chicken. It has to be a live chicken. Kill it, use the blood to put the cross. Now, this is a very religious country, but they mix in their traditions and their superstitions in with their religion. Yeah, Frank Ellis, that George Foreman, Joe Frazier was painful to watch. Yeah, and that's why they thought that. Now, was that before or after Ali beat him? Because George Foreman was like a killing machine back then. Henry Clay said Tyson was as well known, but not as well liked. I guess he was, but he was only known for boxing, though. I mean, Henry Clay, but other than the bad stuff. Ali sort of transcended. Ali was sort of like a humanitarian, I guess. Brad Jones said, I went to Cambodia and learned the women there are big into dark magic. I freaked out and bounced. Now, you can find that stuff in Siquijor, but I was talking to the locals. They say you have to go up in the mountains. You have to seek that out. They're not, because we were told don't eat the food. They're going to poison the food. Now, they do have one thing you want to be. It's never happened to me. Now, but a lady told me it happened to her. Okay, remember on my video about dating yesterday, I told you I met a lady whose profile pictures were her sister's. Well, I met her sister, and the sister said that she was hypnotized. She went to the mall, and somebody hypnotized her. Next thing you know, she withdrew all the money out of her bank account, took all the valuables out of her house. And this was not the first time I heard of that happening over here in the Philippines. There's a band of individuals that go around and they hypnotize you. They did this to us, and the sister confirmed it. Now, it's never happened to me, and that's the only time that I actually knew somebody it happened to, but I hear about it all the time. Benny in the Bronx said, first fight I ever saw, it was the Thriller in Manila fight via satellite. That's when I found out who my father was. And what do you mean, what do you mean that's how you found out who your father was? Was you saw him on the camera or what? Yeah, you dirty puppy said, Smoky Mountain model. I fell in love with Siquijor the first time. I did too. I've been back so many times. Me and her, we've been twice. When we first met, that's where I took on our first date. We met in Dumaguete. I said, no, let's go to Siquijor Island. I want to show you. She was scared. She didn't want to go, but now it's become her favorite place too. Yeah, you're going to fall in love with it. It's the third smallest island in the Philippines. It's just a small, cozy place, man. You're going to love it, man. Yeah, Castleman Outdoors said one myth is Aswang. Yes, a monster. I didn't have a problem over there. I mean, and you can walk across the street in Siquijor blindfolded. There's no traffic at all. One is the life said the crook is called a relative. That's crazy. But yeah, she told me that's what happened. Oh, wow. Joe Porter said, Calvin, my Filipino girlfriend swears that her father was poisoned in the market. Oh my God. Uh, I don't know, man. He came home and was crazy and he died. Um, they believe in all these spells and stuff, Joe Porter, and I wouldn't put it past them. But they say that's the reason why they don't want to go to Siquijor, and you won't get a local over there. You very seldom. The only time you're going to see a Filipino over there, she's with the foreigner or she's a vlogger or something. But just a regular, normal. Now they come from Siquijor to Dumaguete because they do their shopping and stuff and go back. Hey, Simply Actors, I talked about you earlier. Good, though. Yeah, James Hopkins, that's witchcraft, Calvin. You from the South, you should have heard things about that sort of stuff. I'm on the Mason-Dixon line, Kentucky. That's more, we're known more for hillbillies and not wearing shoes and, getting a horse for your 16th birthday instead of a car and all that stuff. Not so much witchcraft, James Hoskins. We're known for bootlegging and moonshine and all that stuff. Sam Champion says, Calvin, be mindful. You are giving away all the secret locations in Philippines, sure to interrupt your places. No, Sam, and remember we had a discussion on this before, Sam. 1 out of 1,000 people that watch this channel will ever make it over here. Remember, the biggest tourist year that the Philippines has ever had was 2019, 8.2 million. That's nothing. You get swallowed up over here in a population of 110 million. That's like a drop in a bucket. Remember, right next door at Thailand is 39 million. See? Now, that's the thing about the Philippines. There's still places you can go to where you're going to be isolated. You'll have the whole place to yourself, Sam. Thank you, Simply. She said, Cal, your house is looking awesome, my friend. I'm going to go back over there Tuesday. They're off on Sunday, so I won't go Monday. Not going to be a whole lot going on, but I'll go Tuesday. Hey, the professor. All this time I was calling you the professor. You're the professor. I like that. You dirty puppy said the secret place is near Calvin's hometown. Need your money. Yeah, that's true. But I'm going to be honest with you. The Philippines, so few tourists that come here, man. And I still haven't put my finger on it as to why. And I've been over here on and off for 12 years. This is a magnificent place, man. I mean, they have some of the nicest beaches in the whole entire world, but people just won't come here for some reason or not. Travel Mike, thanks for the super chat. Said Filipinos think geckos are poison and scared and make rumors. Hey, Mam Buntai. He says, I used to have many reptiles and rattlesnakes. They eat many bugs. You need them. Yeah, I like the little ones. I don't have a problem with them. Now, when I first came here, and they were even in the hotel I was staying in, they freaked me out because I'm not used to seeing them. But I was told they're the roaches in the Philippines. So if you don't see a whole lot of them, but you see them. And they usually come out at night like roaches. If you cut off the light and cut it on, is when you see them. James Hopkins says, I'm a native New Yorker, but I damn sure know about superstitious stuff. Yeah, I don't really know a whole lot. Steve Yee, I hope I'm saying that right. He said, I went to Siquijor in 2017, beautiful beaches and affordable resorts. One of my top trips ever with a Filipino ever. Yeah. And it's romantic, man. It's so romantic, man. I took her, we're eating. I even took my wife there before. Me and my wife had went like 2 or 3 times. But anyway, you can sit, man, right by the white sand beach with your girl and you eating, man, listening to music. Piped in music they're playing. Sometimes jazz. I mean, you can't beat it, man. And it's super cheap. Frank Ellis said you guys need to market St. Carlos. Well, it really markets itself, to be honest with you. To be honest, the guy who I told you, I've got a rich and famous guy that follows my vlog here. I mean, he's one of the richest guys, probably the richest in St. Carlos City, maybe the richest in Negros Oriental. His wife is even a real celebrity that goes back and forth to Manila. And he said he really admires the publicity that I give St. Carlos City. You know, I mean, that's about as big a compliment as I can get, you know, because imagine if he didn't like what I was saying. I'd be like dust in the wind probably. But no, he's a great guy. He does a lot of philanthropy work. And he reached out to me and asked me if I needed help with my visa situation. He would help me. But I said, no, I said, I'm going to go home and see my kids and grandkids for a couple of weeks and come back. I mean, it was real flattering to me, man. I mean, because the first time he ever commented on one of my videos, I thought it was one of those fake profiles, but it turned out to be the real deal. And, you know, I'm going to give a shout out to him. He knows who he is. I'm not going to say his name. You dirty puppy says, Filipinos do not kill geckos. They are past relatives. Yeah, they think like that. Derek Greenway said, hey, Calvin, can you get a medical marijuana card in San Carlos? No, you can't get a marijuana nothing here but a life sentence or a death sentence. Oh, okay, Frank, Freddie Sanders, he said, we have many other geckos here in Florida. The big ones are these little ones like over here. Oh, yeah. Joe Porter said, Calvin, imagine legal weed in the Philippines. Everyone wins, but it won't happen, man. James Hopkins said, if I move to St. Carlos, would it be too many blacks on the ground? No, it's not many black people here, man. I've seen two, but, you know, remember when you come over to the Philippines, they don't even see that really. I'm talking about the masses. I ain't talking about the televisions, the commercials, and all the entertainment and all that. I'm talking about the masses. They're looking for your culture. They're looking at your character. But if you go to Dumaguete, you go to Cebu, well, not so many in Dumaguete, but it is more than it is here. If you go to Cebu, anywhere in Expat Alley, you're going to see a lot of black people. Africans too, not just Americans. Dexter Perkins said the weed in the Philippines is too strong. I'm going to have to take your word for that. Dexter, I've never tried it, to be honest with you. Yeah, you dirty puppy. Don't smoke anything. Don't pop anything. Don't smoke anything. Now, you can drink to your heart's delight. But don't, you don't want food with drugs over here, guys. You know, that's, you know, rule 1A. Rule 1 is, you know, y'all know what rule number 1 is, but rule number 1A is don't fool with no drugs over here. And I promise you that. Castleman Outdoor said, forget oysters. I'm all in for the balut. I want the oysters over here, and I eat them over here. And if you go to Ilo, that's what Ilo is known for. And Mia Guy especially, which where I was in Ilo. You can get a whole big bucket. I'm talking about a fresh oysters steamed for $1. I'm talking about they're delicious. They're the best I've ever had. Yeah, Kona Ranger. The only card you're going to need over here is a get out of jail card. That's perfect. That's exactly right. You don't want, you know, or get out of hell card because you probably going to end up dead. Because, you know, it's like, you know, you've seen them grimy people. They'll sell you the drugs and then they'll be the same ones that call the police on you. Yeah, same one. That's how it is over here. I wouldn't, man, the drug scene over here is so grimy, man. I would not deal with that. Yeah, Dexter Perkins, you're right, because we call them water bugs in our country. They're so big. But they're actually the roaches over here. John bought one. But yeah, they don't eat those. They just eat the little tiny pests. You know, you dirty puppy, says Sunshine Shoulders. I have taken many lifelong friends to the PI who were daily pot smokers, and only one of them missed it. It is hard to explain to potheads. Yeah, it is. But yeah, you won't miss it. It's a lot of different options. So much to do over here, but you don't want to fool with drugs at all, guys. Don't mess your life up. They don't play with you over here, man. You think, I mean, the drug war in America is a joke compared to it is over here. You know, because hell, the police is over there selling weed and smoking cocaine over in America, saying, you know, and now it's become almost legal. But over here now, man, it's like the drug war used to be in the 80s in America. That's how it is over here. They dead serious about it. Rory Bellamy said, did we already talk about dating 30 and over? Yeah, but you can still talk about it. And some of the advantages, Rory, is this. They're out of the daycare business. They don't care that you don't want to have children. They don't care if you've had a vasectomy, because most of them, they've got grown children, are growing, and they like their free time. That was one of the advantages. Another one of the advantages is they're recycled virgins. A lot of them taking themselves out of the dating scene a long time ago. They're angry at men. They sworn them off. They're focused on their work and their career. So when you come here and you show them genuine interest, you unlock that Pandora's box, man. And I tell you, it's good. And they got a lot of pent up loving that they want to share with the right person. Hey, Travel Mike, thanks for the super chat. He says some peanuts like black men and some like white men, not being racial. If you are black, then women will flock to you because that is their preference. And everybody has a preference. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. And we talk about this all the time, you know. There are Filipinos over here who prefer black men. There's some who prefer white men. There's some who prefer green. Okay. There's some who, most of them prefer Filipino men, though. Let's get honest. But it's your character, really, that they're looking. I've never had a problem. My race has never come up over here with a woman, not with a woman, you know. Yeah, Dexter Perkins, he said, no jail in any foreign country or the U.S. for me. I'm good. I wouldn't let my dog, and I don't even have a dog anymore, spend the night in jail over here. Jail ain't no joke over here. They're about, now they've got a jail that's in Manila that's supposed to house 1,000 people. It's got 6,000. And you locked in your cell for 15 hours of the day. I'm talking about sweltering heat and all of that, okay? You don't want jail over here for nothing. So come over here, you know, follow rule number 1. Stay under the radar, man. Be humble. Don't disrespect anybody. And you're going to have a great time. Biggie B, what's up? He says, are you fixing to do a blog on the disadvantages over 30? I could, but I think my next one, the next one that I, you know, because I don't like to talk about women. I could talk about the women all day long, every day, but I'm trying to give you a 360 of the Philippines. But I think the next vlog I do about women is going to be BBFs, big, beautiful Filipinas. If you like them, they're here. And I don't think people, even when you think about the Philippines, you don't think of BBWs, big, beautiful women. But yeah, they're over here. And if you like them, they're actually in abundance over here. Yeah, Benny said they all prefer green men. Yeah, that's what they want. That's that unspoken agreement. Brad Jones said prison is a red flag. Oh, yeah. You don't want prison over here. Yeah, Christopher Leroy says, bro, Sam Champion said, Christopher Leroy, bro, they have several brands of Get Hard pills. Some pharmacies you won't even need a prescription. Yeah. Remember now, the guy I was dealing with, remember I did that little promotion for, it really wasn't a promotion. They got stuff over here you can't get over there. Over the counter. They got something over here called, is it Tonkat Ali? That's what the big thing is over here for that sort of stuff, to make you longer and stronger, to make you go longer and be stronger. Frank Ellis said BBFs get no play in the Philippines. Yeah, but there's some men who will only date BBWs. Yeah, Cons 2911. It's a great point. He said, when locals look at foreigners, they are most often curious than trying to ridicule you. Before coming, always do your research. There are a few unsafe errors. Just avoid those. Lots of choices. And to piggyback off that Cons 2911, I tell people all the time, in 2021, you'll be shocked. There's people here in the Philippines who've never seen a foreigner in person. Not up close and in person. So when they see you, it is more of a curious wonder type of thing. Castleman Outdoor said, my wife had preferred white, but she had told me that I wasn't about the color there, but they was loved. Yeah. And that's okay. Like I said, people have, like I said, I prefer slim, shapely women, not BBWs. Does that make me wrong? No, because there's some men who love BBWs. BBWs, let me remind you, get all the play that they want. They're not lonely now. I promise you that, especially not in America. They love BBWs over there. Biggie B said, I've been digging your intro music. When you going to give out the lyrics so we can sing along? Well, I got that one song that he wrote for me too. Excuse me. That's not the intro music. That was that Hater Sunshine. He made that. I didn't make it. He made it. He was addressing my haters. And I can get you the words to that if you like, but Sunshine Shoulders. All he's saying is Sunshine Shoulders, the real nitty-gritty Sunshine Shoulders, boots on the ground. That's all he's saying. Hey, Nicholas Cherry, glad you could join us. Yeah, I've got about 17 minutes because remember, we go to the grocery store on Sunday. And she doesn't take no for an answer. MS Jody says, if you can't let go of the weed or drugs, I don't suggest going to the pills either. They don't play with those out here. No, they don't play with no drugs out there. BBWs are at risk of heart disease, but nobody talks about that. Yeah, I guess you could marry a BBW, take a big life insurance policy out on her, and then feed her pizza every night. You want to get rich and then take that money and come over and retire, Nicholas. That's a good plan. That's a joke, guys. Simply Acus, now this is the Filipina. Straight from the Filipina. She gives you the nitty gritty. She says, just be wise, guys. Use your 5 senses and bring the best of you. Don't be like those ignorant yelling at people at restaurants, airports because things are slow. You won't make it if you go there with this attitude. Yeah, you better have some patience over here. And that's how you can tell a newbie from somebody who's been here for a while. The slow, methodical pace of the Philippines is going to drive you crazy when you get here. And you see it all the time. They're arguing and stuff with the people over here. But they don't play with it no more. They will deport you, blacklist you, and you won't even get past immigration now with that stuff. Frank L said, how much do you guys spend on groceries? Well, see, we don't, remember, Frank, we only, pre-pandemic, we go every day. But now, when we go, we'll probably spend about $60. And we probably do that. And that's going to last us for 2 or 3 days. Because we don't keep that. I don't have a freezer full of anything. If you go in there and look at my freezer, it's got water in it. We buy our meat fresh every day, either fish or chicken. Okay, Biggie B, thanks, brother. He said, hope to see you in the PI when they open. Yeah, let's get the thumbs up, guys. I'm going to get off here. Let's at least try to get 200. Yeah, one is like $50 a week for groceries. Because, first of all, we really have a small family. It's a lot of us, in numbers. But if you see our children, they're small. They don't eat a lot. She doesn't eat a lot. And, that goes a long way over. If you go to the grocery store and you spend $50 or $60, let's say 3,000 pesos, man, that's a lot that you're buying. Tuna fish, bread, canned goods, Sky Flakes. What else we buy? Maybe hot sauce, but because I used the last of the Frank's hot sauce. What else did we buy? Noodles. Just, it don't take a lot, man. And remember, we don't stock up and fill up the freezer and stuff with everything like over there. Now, Smoky Mountain Model said, if you want to practice patience, hang out the DMV. Yeah, that's a great idea, too. You better start doing stuff like that, because when you get over here, it's going to drive you crazy. Kona Ranger said, you don't drink Tang. I used to, but see, now I've gotten away from it. I'm drinking more just bottled water and then that flavored water. But yeah, we used to drink Tang. It's popular over here. John Stewart says, what about medicine that is prescribed to you in the USA? John Stewart, that's a good question. There's a couple of ways that you can handle that. Of course, you can have some. First of all, when you come over here, you better bring a 90-day supply with you. Okay, get it when you can get it at 90 days. Okay, and before you run out, maybe a month before you're ready to run out, maybe more, is this: have somebody pick up your medications for you at the pharmacy and just mail them here to you. See, I ship them here to you. Hold on, I gotta pay for the water. Fine. Too big. Too big. Thank you, mine out for thank you. Yeah. And if you don't want to do that, you can do this, John. You can just bring your prescription with you. Make an appointment to see the doctor. Now they push generics over here, and a lot of things you may not be able to get over here. A lot of your prescriptions, especially, it's going to be hard to get those narcotics. James Hopkins says the EBT card is not good over here. No, they would love to have the EBT over here, but they don't have it. Their social program is family. That's why family is so important. See, they don't have a lot of the safety nets that we have in America, so that's why you wouldn't want to. You have a problem taking care of your girlfriend's family over in America, but over here, there's no safety nets. It's built into the system, guys. You're going to have to help. Yodama Johnson says, question, what's the best way to transfer money from American bank to the Philippines? I just use the ATM at the moment. Well, that's expensive over here. ATM is the most expensive way. The next most expensive is the Remitly. the remittance, Western Union, like that, Remitly, World Remit, Zoom. And then the next is transferring from your U.S. bank to a bank account over here. But if you're just going to be on vacation, you're not going to have that option. It takes a little longer, but they still charge you. But yeah, I would probably use Western Union. Now, remember, you want to set up that account over there. Western Union over there, Remitly account there, Zoom there, because they don't really, a lot of these places like Remitly, Zoom, you got to get permission to ship money actually from the Philippines to the Philippines, by you being physically here, because Remitly doesn't have a license to do business in the Philippines, meaning you can receive money here, but you can't send yourself money here. If your IP address is showing Philippines, they're not going to let you do it once they catch on to it. They're going to cancel it. So set up your account there before you get over here. And if you're going to be here for 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to be fine. But once they catch that IP address, they'll stop it. But Western Union, MoneyGram, Zoom, you're not going to have a problem. That's what I would do. I would stay away from that ATM because it's expensive, number one. Number two, they've got this band of gypsies going around. They're skimming these ATM machines. If you're going to use the ATM, go in the bank, go in the mall. Don't do it outside. Marty Robinson said, could I bring milk chocolate there? Absolutely. And they're going to love you for that. Yeah, the professor said, get a good BPM. That's true. Yeah, Western Union works, yeah. But yeah, you want to be careful with that ATM, man. It's expensive. And it's just too risky. But yeah, Marty Robinson, you're going to be a celebrity. You bring the last time we came, we had a whole little carry-on full of chocolate. The whole suitcase was full of chocolate. Simply Akers, this is again from a Filipina. She says, your color does not matter, guys, but your character does. The way you treat people and be you. A great Filipina hates to see you fake or a dishonest man. Of course, a crook won't care if your wallet is great. Yeah. See, a real Filipina is going to go by your character, guys. And this is from Simply Akers. She is a Filipina. She married an American, a black American, and they live in Florida. I believe y'all live in Florida, right, Simply? And she's just telling you the truth, guys. I've never had that problem. I just period. But yeah, milk chocolate is king over here. See, the John, he don't have to worry about that. He don't bring no milk chocolate or souvenirs or nothing. He just brings himself. Smoky Mountain Marla says, wouldn't chocolate melt by the time you arrive? No, it's cold up there, Smoky Mountain up there, especially if you put it in your luggage. Those storage departments, it's freezing cold. Nicholas Cherry says, has anybody heard if Cambodia is open for tourists? I don't know if they're open for tourists, but I do know that they've reached herd immunity. 80% of their population is inoculated against the COVID. Frank Ellis said, Cal, how do they sell that water? One container at a time. No, you can buy as many as you want. We just don't use that much. Let me show you. I don't know how many liters this is. We've got 2 of these, but we may use one every other day. And then, of course, we have the other. This is the one we buy for Booby's bath. And they're 25 pesos. That's 50 cents. And that's what you want to buy when you get over here. You're going to save on a lot of money because if you buy that bottled water, This is same quality, if not better, as bottled water. This has come from the filtered stations. You're not gonna have any problems with this. I've been drinking this on and off ever since I've been here for the 12 years on and off, 3 years straight. That's good water, and it's cheap. So you know, that's what you want. But of course, if you want to spend extra for the water at the store, you can. Kamal Fatty says electric cigarettes legal in the Philippines. They got a law against it, but I don't think they what do you call it, imposed the law, because I was at the Western Union one time, and the guy who owns the Western Union, he also owns a hotel and a gym here. He's got a little shop inside the Western Union. It's a separate little space, and that's what they sell: electronic cigarettes and the different things like that. James Hoskins says World Remit gets there in a few minutes and you send it to yourself, but I also have Chime and Navy Federal, and you just have to let them know you will not be in the States when you leave. Yeah, but see, like I said, on World Remit, it's fine after a while. But once they find out that you're in the Philippines, they won't let you send yourself money. World Remit and Remitly. Those are two that I know for a fact because they suspended me, because I was wondering, like, why can I send? So I use Zoom now. I use Zoom whenever I need to do that. But I transfer from my bank to my bank here. Bank to bank takes a little bit longer, 2 to 3 days, but it's worth it. It's safer for sure. Okay, Nicholas Charis, it's simple, that remittance process. It's simple. You open up you an account right now. You want to do it now. Western Union, Remitly, World Remit, Zoom, and them. Open you an account. Okay. And then when of course, you're going to have to either register your card or your card that's attached to your bank account to the account you're opening up. So then when you get to, you said Thailand, you're going to send yourself money, Western Union or Remitly, or, and then they'll prove it. You go to the branch there and pick it up. It's that simple. It's really simple, guys. Simply, I can say cash would be the best option, but you need to be careful about how much you carry with you. Some ATM home charge you after you take the money, and most services like that if you're using a credit card. Yeah, now you can only bring 10,000 US over here at a time, and I wouldn't even bring that because that's a lot over here. But you can do it. If I were you, I'd bring it on my debit card attached to my bank. Same way. And see, by you having that debit card, your money's going to be protected if somebody steals it. Because it happened to me in March of 2019. I was over in Iloilo, but on my way over, we stopped from Zamboanga. We went to Dumaguete. While we're waiting on the boat in Dumaguete, I used my bank account, which is bad. You use that free Wi-Fi in them places, airports, piers. Don't do that, guys. I was stupid. Okay. Once I got to Mia Gal, maybe 2 or 3 days later, somebody had hacked my checking account. They changed my password, ordered a new card and everything. Took out 2,000 cash and like 100 and something Piggly Wiggly. They were way down in South Carolina somewhere. But because I had the debit card attached to my checking account, I was able to get it all back. But yeah, guys, I got to get off here. I want to thank everybody for your super chats, your super stickers, your thumbs up. Let's see if we can get 225 before I get off here. just all your kindness, your generosity, your support, Sunshine Shoulders. Um, I want to send out, everybody said send out prayers to the people in Haiti. I didn't know there was um, an earthquake there. Before I get off of here, let me say that don't pass up these women over 30 over here, guys. It's a big selection. There's a lot of advantages to that. If you're in America, it's almost 12 midnight. I know you're in bed, but I hope that you help somebody before you get into bed. But if you're on one of them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, just getting off second shift, or you're on your lunch break and you see somebody in the street, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a few dollars. If you're in the Philippines, it's what, 11:58 a.m. We got the whole rest of the day. No excuse why we shouldn't intentionally go out and find somebody to help, guys. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see you next time. Yeah, Kente Dynasty. A day or two before I go arrive in Chicago, I'm going to let y'all know what's going on, okay? And we're all going to sit there. We're going to hook up there. I got a few friends in Chicago. So take care, guys. I'll see y'all next time.